And hello again, and here we are in the back of my garage working on the old Z650 frame again. And next to it is the Kawasaki Z1000 Mark II frame, which I'm also working on at the moment. That can stay there for now because I'm working on this Z650 at the moment. So in the last video I finished off by fitting the new bearings to the swing arm. So today I want to fit that swing arm to the frame. First of all I've got to go and dig out the swing arm pivot. I'm not sure where it is, but it's in a box somewhere, and then we can continue fitting more parts to get back to a rolling chassis. So I've also been busy. I painted a few parts that I didn't get powder coated because it seemed like no point. I mean, you can paint these things quite easily. Little sides down there, the see the engine bracket, and some other small parts. And in the last video I had already taken the wheels back to Triple S to be powder coated in a sort of satin gold, but I hadn't got them back yet. I also sent the disc adapters that Jeff made for me to fit the R6 discs to those wheels. I took them to be given a very high-tech coating called Cerokoted, which I've not used before. And this last week I couldn't go, but luckily Les, my mate, was passing by, so he dropped in and picked up those parts for me, so they're here now. And the reason why I couldn't go and collect them is because I've been in hospital. I've been quite ill, had an ambulance trip to hospital, and yeah, those problems that I've got are still ongoing. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with me, but certainly my blood pressure was so high at the time that it should have killed me. I think it was like 220, which is at a level at which you probably will drop dead. I'm not dead, thank God, but it's been a very difficult week to say the least. But we'll we'll worry about that another day. I've still got lots of meetings and tests to do, but so far they've not found anything really bad, which is good. So at the moment I can't really do anything too difficult. I can't be lifting engines and lifting frames around, so we're going to do just some nice simple stuff at the moment. And so the first thing I can do is unwrap the wheels that I've got back from Triple S and see how they look. Okay, so first of all then, here we have the disc adapters that Jeff made for me that have been Cerokoted. I've not had that done before, so I'm quite intrigued as to what it looks like. I got it done as a sort of semi-matte finish. There are various colours and mattes you can get. You can get gloss and so on, and semi-matte, but I like this one. And looking at it, it does look like anodizing, because you can still see the underlying marks in the metal from machining and so on through the surface. And that's quite a good thing, because it means that the Cerokoted doesn't alter the dimensions of the piece. So for example, a bolt will still screw into the thread even though it's now been coated, so that's kind of handy to know. I'm not quite sure how much it costs, but I do know that the entire job of getting the wheels done and getting these two things done was very expensive. A bit more than I thought actually, but you know, live and learn. It was like £270, and I was expecting it to be about maybe £150. I thought maybe £50–60 for the wheels each, maybe £50 for this. Now these are quite a simple shape. They don't need any careful masking off, which is where the labour comes from, which is where the price comes from. I mean, if you got your engine cases done this way, it would cost an absolute fortune, because A, they're much bigger pieces, and you've got the labour of carefully, you know, somehow taping off the surfaces. So this didn't need that. So yeah, quite expensive. So moving on then, let's have a look at the wheels. I'll pick the lighter one first. The front wheel. Not even open it for yourself. Now, I didn't want a glossy finish, I didn't want a sort of shiny finish, so hopefully this will give me what I want. Well, I can open the damn thing, get out of breath. Yeah, it's like a satin finish. It's actually quite close to an original colour from Kawasaki, and things like the Eddie Lawson-Africa back in the early 80s, which is what I wanted. And I think by just kind of coating the whole wheels and not leaving a raised area that's polished. So originally, of course, the rim was polished and the raised areas here polished. Well, A, it means I don't have to polish it myself in the future, or somebody else doesn't have to. Makes life a bit easier when it comes to maintenance. And also it means I think it's a little bit more modern looking. You know, there aren't many bikes with polished rims anymore, so yeah, I quite like that. Now it's not quite as bright and sort of glittery as I expected, but that's fine. You know, I'm quite happy with this finish. Perhaps it looks a little bit kind of, what do you call it? Sand coloured, something like that, rather than sparkly gold, but that's okay. I guess I could have had a very sparkly gold, because they do offer lots and lots, almost any colour combo you can think of, but I sort of saw this one on a test piece, yeah, I'll have that. But you always run a risk that, you know, it looks great on a test piece, on a sheet, it doesn't look quite so good on the bike. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with this. As always, they do a great job. You'll notice that, unlike a lot of powder coaters, Triple S know what they're doing, and they make sure they don't powder coat the surfaces for the discs, and nor do they powder coat the surfaces where the bearings go. Because my next job is to fit brand new bearings into these two wheels before they go on the bike. I've also got to fit, obviously, these adapter rings and discs and so on, and I can take it to local tyre place and get some new tyres on it. Can't do that yet, because in theory I'm not allowed to drive for 28 days. But, well, we'll see about that. So yeah, pretty happy with that so far. So what's next then? Well, what I can do is sort of light duties. So a light duty for me is things like spraying, just painting little things. So if I just move myself, I'll show you what I've been up to. This is the Fiberglass Aftermarket rear mudguard. It replaces a chrome, big old chrome thing that goes beneath the tail section. And it didn't look too good. It doesn't look too good now actually, but I have resprayed it, I've rubbed it down a bit, resprayed it satin black. It still looks to me a little bit, well, it's not too good. But to be fair, I mean, when it's on the bike, the only bit you can see it's like a little bit here, a little bit there, looks fine. The rest of it you can't see, it's all hidden away, so I'm not going to spend hours sort of carefully filling up a little scratch and a little dent somewhere, just, you know, for no good reason. But that can go back on the bike now. Then what I can do actually is fit, oh yes, I can fit the rear tail section, and then I can also fit the bodywork, just to sort of see how it looks. That's easy work. But before then, I've got to paint the hinges for the seat, because they're sitting in the bag just by the camera, so that's something I can do today. But before then, I think I will fit my newly Cerokoted adapter rings and get the discs on, and we'll see how it all looks. And now here we have the wheel with the discs in place. I must say it looks quite different from how it looked when I first got the bike. So next up then is I've got to fit new wheel bearings, which I've got already, and they'll be going in the freezer for a while, get them chilled down, and hopefully they'll slide in without too much of a problem. First I've got to clean off some of the muck that's in there. Can't put bearings in the seats when they're full of grit and whatever, so we'll sort that out. So overall then, pretty happy with that. And so let's see what's next. And so sadly, I can't really do much more today. It's going to be quite a short video. I'm not allowed to lift things. I don't really want to lift things. I feel quite tired and weak at the moment. But hopefully I'll improve in the next few weeks and we can make some more progress. That said, there is progress made elsewhere. For the Mark II project, the back end's being worked on right now to get the R6 wheel and so on fitted to the ZRX swing arm. And that's all going okay. We had a bit of a problem with the sprocket carrier, but we've hopefully sorted that out now, and that will be coming back to me sometime next week. I won't fit it to the bike, I won't fit it to the frame, because as I say, the frame needs to be kept clear and empty so that we can lift it up and drop it over the engine when the engine's ready to go in the frame. Now the engine is just waiting on the head now to be rebuilt by Roger Upperton. Now we've had some discussions with Roger about the head, about what's going to happen to it, what size valves to use, what about the porting and so on, carb size. I do have a nice set of 36mm carbs to go on that big bore engine, but Roger thought that was probably too big for a road bike, and he recommends we port the engine to suit 34mm carbs. So I don't have any, so I've got to buy some. I've already got a brand new set of Mikuni RS's 34s on the 1170, very pleased with them, so I'm probably going to buy the same again for the Mark II. So when that's all done, when he's done the engine with the head, not sure when it's going to be, a few weeks, a few months, who knows, then that engine is finished. We can get the engine in the frame using brand new fasteners, brand new bolts, brand new brackets and so on. They've all been made up, and then the actual build-up, the final build-up will go quite quickly because everything's ready to go. You know, the front end's ready, back end's ready, bodywork's all ready. So hopefully, you know, we'll have almost a complete bike pretty quickly once the engine's available. It's then got to be, obviously, all the wiring's got to be done and all those expensive parts have got to be fitted, but that'll be done when it gets done. In the meantime, my push at the moment is to get this bike on its wheels again, just so I can wheel it around and it's out of the way, because right now, as you can see, I don't have a lot of room. That progress on that will depend on how I feel, you know, what my medical condition is. It's been quite a scary week and a very, yeah, I wouldn't want to do it again, put it that way. But NHS is great, you know, look after you, but yeah, it's been some difficult days. So anyway, that's it for this week I just did a quick update. I wasn't going to bother, but I thought, oh well, we've got the wheels back, we can see them at least and see how they look. Oh, and one more thing as well, which I didn't mention, is I'll just bend down here quite carefully. These chockies were off the Mark II project. They're from a ZRX 1200. But I don't really like yellow springs, and I want to fit something a bit different to the Mark II. Perhaps some nitrons or something like that, or maybe even, you know, don't really. Nitrons, yeah, nitrons properly. They're quite expensive, at about £1,200, so that won't be done anytime soon. But what I might do is I might fit these shocks to Z650. Now you would have thought, well, this is off a 1200, this is far too strong for this thing, it's far too big. But no, it turns out that a Kawasaki ZRX 1200 is lighter overall than late 70s Z650. So hopefully these will work quite well. I mean, obviously my bike will be a bit lighter than a standard one because I've got some lighter parts. I've taken off some heavier parts, the heavy chrome rear fender, for example. So we'll see. So that's something that I might fit. Well, I'll fit it and then I'll decide if I like it or not. If I like it, it'll stay. If not, I'll change it. It's not a great problem. So let's put that back down there. Don't lose anything. And yeah, so not much progress this week, but that can't be helped. But as I say, there is things going on in the background elsewhere. So, quite a short video, I'm afraid, but there you go. You can have me back. I mean, I could have died last week. I could have been. The doctor said I was like other people with my blood pressure at the time was like 220, and most people die at that level. But luckily, I didn't. So anyway, that's that for the time being. So we'll come back in a week or two, and hopefully I'll feel better, and we'll have a lot more done on the bike. So thanks for watching, and cheers.